So I seen some tweets from DJ Quik,
Oh.
and I was like, dang, I can't wait to see Lush on Monday because I know Lush gonna,
First of
gonna
all,
body this.
DJ Quik is my favorite producer of all time. I'll just go
Mm-hmm.
on. Despite there's a lot of controversial rumors surrounding his name. Now I want to.
Well, let me say what he said. If I remember correctly, the tweets has said basically he should be where Dr. Dre is.
Right, or at least recognized with the same level of respect.
Yes.
Now, again, like I said, how do you feel, first of all, Gerb?
I think he might be correct in some ways, but I think, bro, what solidifies Dr. Dre isn't just his producing skills, it's 50 Cent and Eminem and everybody else that he didn't help, and the game, my bad. 50 Cent, Eminem, the game.
Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop Dogg. I think that's what's, even though Dr. Dre was already great before all those people, I think that made his greatness transcend another 20 fucking years. You feel me? Or eternity, whatever it may be. It extended his legendariness when he brought 3 more legendary ass motherfuckers: the game, Eminem, 50 Cent. I mean, I'm sure DJ Quik had parts in certain people, but they didn't have the same impact that those 3
Basically,
did.
because he broke artists and they became legends.
Fact.
I fuck with that.
That's my
but
opinion.
I was
Dr.
raised
Dre
on.
is the most accomplished producer in hip hop history,
Right.
going back to NWA.
I was raised on DJ Quik.
1,000%.
So
Facts. I think
when
we all
I
was.
when I even think about West Coast legends and producers and things like that, like that's who come to my mind
For
because
sure.
my parents put me on to DJ Quik.
Exactly.
So I recognize him in the same light than Dr. Dre.
Out
as Dr.
here in
Dre.
the West, we look at DJ Quik the same way people on the East Coast look at DJ Premier, Pete Rock,
Yeah.
like all the great producers. Like he is one of them dudes. It's DJ Quik, and then then there's like Daz Dillinger. There's a few other names,
Facts.
Battle Cat you could throw in the mix, but it's really DJ Quik
Hell
is the
yeah.
go. Now, people get the word producer confused because people think producer means you make the beat. That's not true at all. And like Quincy Jones was a producer. He's not playing instrument on
No,
those
he doesn't
records.
touch a damn thing.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, so Dre
Producer
is
means you also produce the song.
right.
You got the artist together. You might have picked
You
DJ
choose the
Khaled
vibe.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled is a prime example.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't look down on him for that either. Now, DJ Quik's a motherfucking producer, but he's also a musician, and he put hands on all these records. Now, I'm gonna share a story that I heard. I want to put it on record before everyone jumped on my helmet about this, that I cannot confirm nor deny. I don't know if this is true, but I heard it from a very reliable source. And so DJ Quik's worked very heavily with Dre, made a lot of beats for Dre, like was the musician, like the same way Scott Storch played on Still DRE and all those records. Like DJ Quik's played on a lot of Dre records. And do y'all remember the song in 2001 by that woman Truth Hurts? Remember with Rakim on it? He's so contagious.
He's so contagious.
Spontaneous.
He turned my pages.
Yeah. Okay, dope ass song, right? Remember that beat had a sample. It's from like an Indian, like it's an Indian, like
Yes.
from the country,
Yeah.
India, like person singing on it. So that became a big hit record. The artist that made that song wound up suing Dr. Dre for like I think it was $500 million. Now, obviously, they didn't get that, but that's what the initial suit was for. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars. It cost
The female on the song?
Yes, and it cost Dre a shitload of money. So what I heard
Wait. They sued him for what?
for the sample.
Not clearing it.
Also, from
In
the
fact,
Indian,
Riley, can you possibly pull that up?
So not the girl who we're familiar with sued him.
No.
Indian who
The
it
Indian
was
singer.
sampled from.
So I would Google Dr.
Okay.
Dre, Truth Hurts.
Well, no, I'm
lawsuit.
picking up what you put.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently DJ Quik ghost produced that for Dre. And I'm really sorry, Quik, if I'm to put this on blast, but it's just such an interesting story and you deserve the credit. So he never said this, but I heard this through the grapevine that he produced that, wound up getting a gnarly fucking lawsuit.
It sounds like a
Unfortunately-
DJ Quik beat, now that you say it.
Unfortunately, Aftermath neglected to clear the rights to the sample and along with Universal Music Group was slapped with a $500 million lawsuit and an injunction preventing further performances or broadcasts
Of the song Addictive, which you might not even be on social media. Now, okay, it's available for the first time in 2021. it was available for the first time on streaming platforms.
Let me see if I can get it.
Yeah, amazing song. You feel me? Like, and say, okay,
It says
DJ
DJ
Quik is
Quik
credited.
name right there.
DJ Quik is credited on there. It says Dr. Dre, Mailman, Timberland, High Tech, DJ Quik. Now,
It says it was produced by DJ Quik. Go
okay,
somewhere.
so that's out now.
And
Okay,
Timberland.
Addictive was produced by DJ
Scott
Quik.
Storch.
right? So this wasn't out there.
Under it say her Rakim assisted single
Now-
Addictive produced by DJ Quik. It just says his name.
Now check this out.
Why all them other names
here's
on there?
because
Maybe that was production of the overall.
I always thought it was sounded like Timberland because like he was fucking with the East Indian samples heavily. Now here's the secret part. All right, in order to make it up to Dre, and I'm getting the chills thinking about it, he gave him one of the biggest hit beats of Dr. Dre's career and is not credited for it. And I'm sure he will not admit this because I don't know what kind of non-disclosures they have, but apparently DJ Quik made In the Club.
50 Cent.
50 Cent In the Club. You could find me in the club. Yeah.
So he had to make it up because
He fucking caused a $500 million
because he didn't
lawsuit.
know that this was a sample.
Yeah. Or like whatever it was, he felt
the reason.
responsible for it in some capacity as the producer of the record. You know what I mean? And he gave, and if you listen to, okay, and if you don't believe me,
No.
'cause you're gonna
No. There's a video of Dre playing beats to somebody before
that don't mean that that don't mean
50
that he,
Cent picked up In
that
the
don't
Club.
mean that he didn't make that beat.
And I
though.
want to say it was In the Club and Pastor Cavassier. I could be getting this wrong.
That's a Neptune's beat, past the Cavassier. So
Okay, what do
That's
you know what
Pharrell.
video I'm talking about? Where he was playing In the Club for
No.
another rapper and they passed on it?
that sounds familiar, but what I'm saying
that
is
mean that Quik could have gave him the beat before then.
That's what I'm saying.
The beat could have been for somebody else, not 50 Cent, but that don't mean Quik didn't make it.
Do y'all remember the video I'm talking about?
I don't know. Nah, I'm not sure.
that sounds familiar. But there's there's like Jay-Z passing up on hella beats. That's what you're thinking of. And that was not In the Club.
It was not In the Club.
Yeah, he
it was
passed
not
on
in the
that
club.
Ludacris beat.
It was not In the
He
Club.
passed on
yeah.
that one.
Okay.
That's when he did the Dirt Off Your Shoulder, and he was with
Yes.
Timberland.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah. Now, In the Club, which came out like a year later, I think that's either 2002 or 2003. I want to say 2002.
I think 3 or 4.
Maybe.
DJ Quik produced In the Club.
Yes. Nobody knows this. And I'm not saying I know it for a fact either, but this is what I was told. All right. And it makes sense. And let me just add another layer to the thing, to the onion. Okay. Peep game. Do you remember? Now, DJ Quik's beats don't sound like In the Club at all. We know that, right? He has a much different sound. It's a West Coast, you feel me? Very instrumental, lush sound, you feel me? But remember the beats he was making in the early 2000s? He had that project with AMG called The Fixers. Remember that? Can you work with that? Can you work with that? Can you work with that? Remember that shit? Remember how that sounded? Did that not sound like In the Club?
What?
You getting the chills right now?
I can work with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What?
Right? Makes sense.
Oh my
So-
God! So basically, around that time, that's the
That's
style
the
that
sound.
Quik was
That's
using.
the aesthetic. It has some of the same like heavy strings that we're using in the club and all that shit.
Lush, how do you know all this?
I don't know it for a fact. So I'll tell you how I know it and where the story came from. A homie of mine, I don't want to put him on blast. You feel me? In case this information gets out. A homie of
In
mine.
case
Oh, it's out.
No,
the information is
well,
out.
I don't know who told this story to who or whatever, but
Okay.
a homie of mine had a deal and got some production from Quik back in the day. And none of y'all know who this person is, but he said he was in the studio and heard from somebody that this was the story.
Studio,
Yeah.
barbershop conversation.
Yeah. I'm not saying Quik told him that, or he said that Quik told him that, because I don't want to insinuate that Quik ever said anything.
Yeah.
But this was told. Yeah. And me being a hip hop head, they never mentioned the thing about the Fixers. I put that together in my head, just being a student.
Right.
And understanding, like,
Ooh.
There's niggas who are doing that right now. I'm not gonna say no names, but there are some people that we know right now where there's niggas ghost producing they beats, and they are one of the top producers around this motherfucker, and they don't even be making the beats.
yep. It's very common.
In the club,
Extremely
though?
common.
In the club, though, that's one of the biggest, the most quintessential hip hop records of all time. That's like a top 20 hip hop song of all time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,